Brothers and sisters, welcome to the Red and Trade channel. And today we got top 64 Snake Eye Turbo. Okay, so basically the idea behind this concept was playing a mix of board breakers and entraps. Me and Ben both did top 64.
Yes.
And me, Zio, Ben, and the rest of the team, we cooked this meal together.
Yes, and Zio just bubbled. He went extreme. He was very close. He didn't get in, but he had a top record.
But Zio topped in our round. So let's move on to the deck profile. Ben?
Yeah, sure. So, very standard Snake Eye engine, 3 bonfire, 3 ash, 2 poplar, 1 oak, 1 flame birch, a snake gearbell, and 1 of each of the spells. I don't think there's much to say about this. This is super standard. Haven't seen anyone play else. Actually, one of my opponents played birch, but yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, then additional starters, 3 gearbell star, 3 wanted. Very standard, max out on starters. I think there's a bit of a discussion whether you side those out going second or how many you side out, but we can talk about that in the side deck maybe. Standard Fiendsmith package, 3 Fiendsmith starters, and 1 Lurry, 1 Trackless.
Standard Fiendsmith.
Yes. Post side, I think you can side out like everything except the Fiendsmith. I don't know if you did it.
I did everything except one Fiendsmith.
Yeah,
me too.
Exactly. Especially against combo decks.
Yeah, Fiendsmith is not very good going second.
Yeah. And then hand traps. We decided to play the highest impact hand traps because one hand trap had to annoy our opponent. We didn't have to win with hand traps because we thought it's very inefficient to just throw hand traps at your opponent and expect them to end on nothing.
Yeah.
Because
there's no agency in it.
Yeah, there's basically not possible in this format because the decks push through hand traps so well. So we just wanted to put hand traps that make our opponent think a lot and they have to
Uncomfortable game states.
Yeah, they have to play through uncomfortable game states and their boards get worse. Exactly. And sometimes they insta-win.
Yeah.
So we played 3 Molchami in the main deck, 3 Nibiru and 3 Impermanence hand traps. Just Imperm because it's very generic, Nibiru it's very high impact, and Molchami it hits every deck and everyone has to like start thinking and make weaker boards.
Yeah, also after siding, impermanence is important for Beatrice. So they don't set up blue tiers.
Molchami is what makes your opponent end board worse and like makes shine every board breaker or every entrap.
Yeah.
If you pair Molchami with an Nib, even though it's not gonna be a resolutive solution, you're gonna hit it enough to be able to break even with engine sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's why the combination of Purulia, Nibiru and Impermanence were just insane.
Yes.
Something which is really interesting with this card, if you go first and start this card, game 1, because after siding you side it out for sure, but you can activate it if your hand is very good. So, because everybody's on Phantasma, Bestias and Nibiru, so you can draw.
Yeah.
So 9 hand traps in the main, and then the board breakers to complement those. It's 3 Droplet, 3 Talons. As in our opinion, these were the strongest, most generic board breakers.
Yes.
Talons also live going first, Droplet also live going first. You may notice that all of these cards were going first in some form or capacity, even though they are board breakers. Only Molchami is a bit weak going first.
Yeah.
And then the spice of the tournament, I guess, in our deck was 3 Foolish Burial Goods with 1 Black Gold Laughs.
The card was, in my opinion, fine, but I don't think I would play it again. Like, the card was okay, right? Like, we were theorizing over the fact that we can send Original to replace the Necro Keep in the extra deck. My main concern was the fact that they never stop Witch, so this card was always sending Black Gold Laughs.
The idea behind it, we really want for these 4 cards should be like had to be your second card. So, but the goods is like also a card that lets you play go first. When, for example, normal summon Ash gets impermed, you go Anima, set Original, and then put this back, go Poplar, and then you can play from there. And this outs like the up loser, it outs Rage, it outs IP.
It's very
For me, it was very, very nice.
It's very
I
flexible
like this.
because it outs something without targeting it. So you can you can threaten Desiree, that's not targetable, and you can also out the Unchained Rage while it's still in the graveyard.
Yeah.
So
The card was nice. I think I would pair it with the Necro Keep.
Yeah.
Like, my main concern.
And after siding, and this is I aimed at blue tiers with this once. because the batteries got negated, and then I blue tiered, and I still got the. I think it was DDG.
Right, that's the main. It's 43 cards. I think we all played the exact same main deck. Right?
Droplet, did you show Droplet?
Yeah,
Yes, I
showed
showed
Droplet,
Droplet. Onto the extra deck. We played one Anima and Link 1.
Mandatory.
Man,
Yes.
Also for
I agree.
combos because of spellcaster.
I agree.
Yes, and then the Fiendsmith extra deck. Link monsters, one Requiem, Moon, and Sequence.
Mandatory.
Yeah, then IPSP.
Mandatory.
Mandatory. Hita. You definitely need 2 fire Link 2s. So
Yes.
this one is just the most flexible one next to Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then Celine, you need it for combos and it makes Access
I
Code
agree.
ODKs.
I love
easier.
Celine.
Promethean, not much to say. We played Access Code Talker.
We'll talk about it.
Okay, so Zio and me main decked it. I think you sided it, right?
No, I was playing it in the extra deck. We'll talk about it in a second.
Okay, actually for me it was good, but
Yeah, it was for me. It was great. It was awesome.
Never summoned it. Like literally never.
Yeah.
I summoned it like every match.
I dodged the Phantasma with it. I saw it, I ashed the Phantasma, and then on my turn I went into this Secret Phantasma because of the effect. And then I OTK'd.
Apollosa, it's self-explanatory, I think. Beatrice, the Lacrimosa,
Mandatory.
and then our last spot
Let's
for
talk about it.
Zio and me was Typhon. Because we thought it's very good in a format where people throw hand traps at each other, and it's super good to stop Flambridge effect, because it's not in the mirror. It's not always easy to out a Flambridge without triggering it. Also, it can out the Desiree without triggering it.
Also, there's like some ways where you can OTK with it. Like in weird spots, there's an OTK coming from nothing. When you just put this over something and then you bounce the last card in hand and you dodge Nibiru at the same time. I did it once and he had Nibiru. That was good.
I mean, this is good. I liked it. Like the theory behind this. But I would play Necrokeep over this. Necrokeep, in my experience during the entire tournament, came up, I counted them 7 times. And I lost 2 games because of this, like because of not having Necrokeep in the extra deck. If I would change something, would it be the access code for Necrokeep, and I still would play Desiree over the Typhoon. What I like the most about Desiree, which is basically Fiendsmith Desiree for people like being confused about my pronunciation, is the fact that you can summon it going second with Sequential, and then you can use Tractus in the graveyard to fusion summon into Lacrimosa using those 2, and then you can do Chilling 1 Lacrimosa, Chilling 2 Desiree in order to send the card, and then reborn the Desiree with the Lacrimosa. And this was a play that I did a lot during the tournament, especially going second. It was kind of clutch in every scenario. Maybe that's why I didn't usually go for the access code talker, because usually I was recycling my resources a lot. That's the only change in the extra deck I would apply. For the side deck, we can. I mean, I guess you guys liked it. Why? You guys liked it because
I'm not sure. I didn't make Typhon that often. I made it once against Brandon where it was okay. I still lost because he had normal summon Albus, but yeah.
in testing it was good. Because
Yeah, in testing it was
usually
good, but it didn't
you
come
splash it over access code and usually OTK in the mirror, but there were not many mirrors during this
Yes,
event.
exactly.
So that's why I didn't.
I played a lot of Tempai and it just doesn't go.
I played a lot too. Tempai too. We're gonna talk about it too.
Okay, side deck. 3 Ash Blossom, very generic. I think you needed to cover up the Rogue decks because this deck usually is very strong against Rogue. But if you tech for the mirror a lot and you try to maximize your matchup into the mirror, you lose percentages against other decks. And I think there's certain decks that you need cards like Ash Blossom against because Rogue decks are in general very weak to it.
Also, you have to this meta. You have to put it in when you start because there's Malchami and Phantasma everywhere. So put this in when you start.
Yeah, speaking of which, we played 2 Phantasma. I think Nashi played 3.
We're gonna talk about it.
I think it's very good because it covers both the meta decks, and even if they ash it, you still have it on your own turn. It's especially very strong if they go IP into SP and you have Chainlink 1 Phantasme.
Yeah.
That way they can't Apollosa it or they lose all their triggers.
Yeah.
Yep.
I played the third Phantasma, but
Yes. And we played Cult Boy instead. I thought that we thought that one of the main loose cons was Shifter. So playing Coldplay just makes sense. It's also not bad against certain decks going second,
Like-
Branded or Jubel
Or Tempai.
or Tempai. So it was a card that was okayishly flexible.
It was
we
good for
figured
me.
it's worth to side it.
When I drew it, it was always clutch.
I played the third Phantasme over the Coldby because I wanted to recycle more options as possible to draw my board breakers, and also I did not play Ash. I thought that in this tournament, this card that does absolutely nothing was clutch. Now you would say that you would side Ash against Tempai, but Tempai under Prosperity and Dogwood can never OTK. I actually won 3 Tempai matches because I had Dogwood going first and going second. And sometimes actually Tempai is going first post side, so pay attention. Sometimes.
Right, then for back removal, we played 2 Storm, 1 Feather Duster. There was actually a lot more back row decks than we expected.
Yeah.
So when we were playing the 3v3 and like going around the venue on Friday, we figured, okay, we actually have to respect the back row matchups
Yeah.
a lot more than we thought.
Yeah.
So we made like basically a last minute decision
This card
to
was goated.
play these 3 for sure.
This is broken.
This was
And it was
broken.
very good.
Yeah, it was
No
broken.
complaints at all.
Was broken every time.
I did not face back row matchups, did you?
Jubel, I was siding it against Jubel.
Yes, it's very good. Okay, sure. And then we played 2 Thrust.
Goated.
Very good card. I saw your results multiple times.
Yeah, I wanted the third one. It was so good.
Yes, it's very good because it's another fail-safe against Shifter. So against Shifter decks, you can usually set like one of the blowout traps that we side for Blue Angel anyways.
Yes.
And you just FTK them.
Yeah.
And it's very hard for Tempai to kill on the deep area if you
Yes.
like put up some kind of bodies at least. So yes, it was a very good card.
I
Also,
loved it.
in a lot of matchups, it's worth going second because it's just extra copies of cards like Talons or
It's
Bonfire.
like
Yeah.
for this meta, it's the perfect side deck card because it's like go first and go second. Awesome.
I think my only issue with this was that we would have to pay attention that we weren't playing too few hand traps overall, because you cannot go full board breakers post siding because of the FTKs. But since we were maining some of the hand traps, it was fine to side cards like Frost.
Impairments and Nib were clutch.
Yes. And then we played an FTK package of blue tiers, Deep Area, Eradicator, and different Dimension Ground. I think most of the people are on blue tiers, so this is not
I
discussable
think
pretty
it's
much.
way better than Skill Drain.
Yes.
It is.
I agree. And then Deep Area is, I think, the most important of those.
Yeah.
Because this actually hits the decks that can kill you.
Yeah.
So it hits like Branded, it hits Tempai or whatever, and usually those decks auto scoop to Deep Area. You flip Deep Area, they don't do anything.
Yeah.
And then it was a bit of a discussion which other matchups we would want to cover blue tiers. I think what most people are playing is a different dimension ground.
Yeah, this one
for the
was good enough, but I never like resolved the Eradicator. No.
I did 3 times.
Yeah. This one, I personally didn't want to play because my train of thought was that if you play against matchups where DDG is good, namely Snake Eye and Jubel, they are probably trying to hand trap you, and at the point where you resolve blue tiers for different dimension ground, you also have the rest of your board. So at that point, you should be winning anyways, and there's only really a game if they have a lot of board breakers. And I did not use it despite playing like 5 Snake Eye and the Jubel, so I don't know. But
Probably I
it's-
would carry it for a third of trust.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's
I
necessary.
wouldn't. I resolved it often and
Or
it
one
won
of
me the
these two.
game.
Like I would cut one of the two for the third of trust.
This is
I think
like-
the trust
this is
was
like-
that insane.
Yep.
Yeah. This one I think is very good because there's a lot of Labyrinth and Runic stun around, even though those decks aren't per se inherently that good. They have a very good Snake Eye matchup.
Yeah.
So
If you side this in, you're not breaking. You are like winning one game for 100% for sure.
exactly. So you cannot get two. You win one you win one game for sure, and then you only have to win one of the others. So I think this is worth, especially because against those decks you can even side it going second. As soon as you draw a witch, you can just set it, and those decks if they don't clear it, next turn you just go Summon Witch, Eradicator. So it's not even like a brick or anything. I don't think it's mandatory to play, but it definitely helps those matchups a lot.
Yeah, it does.
So you don't have to like fear First sight. Alright.
Against Runic stand, yeah, I can see that.
Alright.
Brothers and sisters.
Hold up. Shoutouts.
Yeah.
Shoutouts out the whole team. Dinka Pui, Nico Kreutzkamp, Daniel Hartmann,
Dinka the goat.
Simon Jungklaus, Murat Zabani, of course, and Maxi, he was testing with
Yes,
us.
Maximilian. And he's still playing Top Gun right now.
He's still playing, he's got top
great, he gets far.
32. And Johannes
Yeah, Johannes Bauer.
Bauer. I think another special shout out to Nico because his idea was the bits.
I'll shout out my home community in Aachen as well. Special thanks to Sebastian for lending me basically all the cards, like the Snake Eye cards and the Fiendsmith cards. Also thanks to Dennis for also lending me a few more cards, and special thanks or like special shout outs to the Boomy guys from Aachen and Gear 61.
Special shout out to every church in the city. Special shout out to my team, Maxi, the Bozo, Spac, G, you already know. And special shout out to Sleeve Chief, Go 5, my brother. The sleeves were actually insane. I loved them. Shuffling them were insane. Okay, say that. I think we can close this up. This was insane. This was an insane event, a beautiful experience. The city is amazing. The kebab is even more amazing. I wish to see you guys to the next event. See ya next time.